Shalom Yerushalayim Zeu Shari Rashechem
Shalom, everyone, and newly Shabbat Shalom. Today is Friday. It's the 5th day of the Hebrew month of Cheshvan. Today is October the 20th, and this Shabbat we will be reading the second portion in the book of Genesis, a portion that talks all about Noah. Noah was born 1,000 years after Adam was born. So humanity has been existing already 1,500 years. When God spoke to Noah and told him about the coming flood. The coming of the flood is not a simple event. I mean, it's not just that, humanity wasn't that good and God decided to flood the earth. I mean, not too long after the world was created, okay, we talk about 1,500 years, which is not a long time in historical perspective. Not too long after humanity was created, the world was created and all that it's in it, God decided to destroy it. What happened there that made God decide such a dramatic existential decision? Of course, God knew that it was going to happen. God knows everything from beginning till end. But just for the sake of our learning, our ability to connect with the infinite word, so we have to build it in a timeline. We know that it's all in His plan. But what happened there really from our side, from the human side of things, that made God destroy the earth? The portion begins in chapter 6, verse 9, and he talks about the genealogy of Noah. But then in the third verse of the portion, in verse 11, already we see that the land was corrupted. It got corrupted before God. And we know that we talked about it last week, that whenever we see God, whenever we see Elohim, that's God as a judge. That's His righteousness, His absolute righteousness, righteousness to an extent that we can't even exist before Him unless it is for the name of mercy. And the land was corrupted before God, before Elohim. God, in His true righteousness, cannot bear the idea of corruption. He cannot bear the idea of flaws, moral values being corrupted to the ground. The world was created so that there will be a place in which we will be able to exist and enjoy the infinite light being filtered through the filters that He created as us, so that we will be able to live earthly lives connected to the divine. And if we as human beings if we don't keep the most fundamental rules of morals, then there is no reason for the world to exist. Why would it? And we see that in the third verse in chapter 6, it says that the land was corrupted before God, and the land was filled with Hamas. It doesn't say. I know that in some of the translations it says that the land was filled with violence. I know that that in some of the translations the land was filled with evil. The word in Hebrew, we have a word for violence in Hebrew, we have a word for evil, we have a word for all those words. The word which is used is the word Hamas. The word Hamas in Hebrew means, it describes the highest level of moral corruption. That's what Hebrew is that's what the word is in biblical Hebrew. I mean, this is all in Torah. We're not making this up. You can all look in Hebrew versions of the Bible and see what it says, that the land was filled with Hamas. Our generation is a generation which is being very much challenged by its ability to point at something and say that it's evil. Because we are morally developed, and we are good people, and people who believe in God, truly believe in God, in the Creator, in the Maker of the heavens and the earth, the loving, compassionate God, and the Lord of our lives. Whoever believes in Him in such way cannot conceive, cannot contain the idea of the exact opposite to be able to exist. And it is challenging us to point at something and say, that's evil. And against that, we must fight all the way to the end. Because in the house of the Lord, and we believe that the world entirely is the house of God, it is his house, such evil cannot take place. And when we read the Bible, we see that God is expecting us to fight against evil. God can fight his own battles clearly, and he can win. And it's not even a matter of thinking about it, whether he can or he cannot win his own battles. Of course he can. He doesn't need us for that. It is us who need it. We need to be able to point at something, whatever it is, and say, that's wrong, that's evil, that's cruelty. And against that, we must fight as believers of God. And it's not something we can. I know that it doesn't look nice from the outside. It doesn't. We can't take beautiful pictures of this idea and put it on Instagram or social media, and everybody would say, oh, what a lovely idea. It's difficult. But walking with God, nobody said that would be easy. And he expects something from us. And when we read about redemption in all the prophecies, we read about evil being uprooted. Will we be able to say about something which looks so evil to the outside, will we be able to point at it and say, that's evil, and against that we must fight? God destroyed the world once because the land was filled with Hamas, as it says in the Hebrew. He will not destroy it again because he promised, and he gave us a sign. He gave us the rainbow. We see that in the weekly portion as well. But does it mean that we are free from the obligation of making sure that the world is a better place and the world is a good place, that the world will be worthy to him for his presence on earth? Will we be able to do that? Shabbat Shalom.
Father, speak peace to this place and to this nation. May this night pass in peace. Amen. Amen. Hi everybody. I'm just going to play my violin for a few moments over my place here and where I live, and as I will be saying goodbye to my dearest friends here. So please pray for them all, for Gil, for Leah, for his family, and for all those who live here. And yeah, my heart is kind of breaking, but I'm trying to do what God is showing me to do. Shabbat Shalom to you all. And we'll be in touch soon. Bye.